What happened in Nazareth? Formed in Dunfermline in 1968, Nazareth's initial lineup featured vocalist Dan McCafferty, guitarist Manny Charlton, bassist Pete Agnew, and drummer Daryl Sweet. They were early on inspired by the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. They took their name from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, which is cited in the first line of the band's classic song, The Wait. The band had relocated to London by 1970, and they released their self-titled debut album in 1971. Both Nazareth and 1972's Exercises received favorable attention from British hard rockers, but it was their 1973 album that moved them into the UK top 10, with Broken Down Angel and Bad Bad Boy being hit singles for them. Nazareth supported Deep Purple on tour, and then in 1974, they released Loud and Proud and Rampant, which followed the same formula, yet were slightly less successful. Loud and Proud contained another hit with a cover of Joni Mitchell's song This Flight Tonight. Released the following year, Hair of the Dog established Nazareth as an internationally popular hard rock band. Featuring their revamped version of the Everly Brothers' Love Hurts, the album sold over 1 million copies in the US. Until the end of the 1970s, the band continued successfully as a quartet, releasing a series of top 100 albums. In 1979, they added former sensational Alex Harvey Band guitarist Zal Clemenson to their lineup, and he left after recording 2 albums, 1979's No Mean City and 1980's Malice in Wonderland, and was replaced by former Spirit keyboardist John Locke. In 1981, they contributed the song Crazy, A Suitable Case for Treatment to the soundtrack to the film Heavy Metal. Clemenson departed to form a new band, Tandoori Cassette, before Nazareth recorded 1981's The Full Circle, their first LP for Patrick Meehan's NEMS label. Another respectable seller, it made the top 75 in both the US and UK, and again earned the band a gold certification in Canada. Stylistically adventurous, both the Let Me Be Your Leader and a choice cover of J.J. Cale's Cocaine flirted with reggae, while Dan McCafferty even threw a little unlikely social commentary into the pot on the then topical nuclear disaster scenario Pop the Silo. Following the 1981 live album Snaz, guitarist Bill Rankin also joined the group, with Locke leaving soon after his addition and Rankin switching to keyboards. This album featured the rock radio hit Love Leads to Madness and the popular Dream On, which charted in several European top 20s including Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Nazareth then cut another consistently strong collection, 1983's MCA debut Sound Elixir, before Locke and Rankin departed, with Rankin later pursuing a solo career that yielded 2 solo LPs, Cranking and Growing Up Too Fast, the latter of which included the US Top 40 single Baby Come Back. By this time, their commercial appeal had dwindled in both the UK and the US, and by the mid-1980s, Nazareth was left without a record contract, so the band went on hiatus for a few years. 1986's Cinema was arguably their hardest rocking set since No Mean City, while 1989's Snakes and Ladders again brimmed over with quality. Original lead guitarist Manny Charlton, however, bowed out after Snakes and Ladders, and Billy Rankin returned for a second stint in time for extensive touring in Europe, America, and Soviet Union. They returned in 1992 with No Jive, which charted in Australia and Switzerland. A tribute came in 1993 when Guns N' Roses covered Nazareth's song Hair of the Dog on the Spaghetti Incident. This was consolation after they turned down Axl Rose's request for the group to play at his wedding. During 1994, McCafferty, Agnew, and Rankin played two well-received MTV Unplugged-style UK tours, performing stripped-back versions of Nazareth's hits. Guitarist Jimmy Merson joined the band after the release of 1994's Move Me. Also picking up new keyboardist Ronnie Leahy, Nazareth undertook one of their most extensive tours in order to promote Move Me, playing in the US, Canada, Brazil, and Europe, while also touching down twice in Russia. In 1999, Nazareth resurfaced yet again with Boogaloo. While touring the album, original drummer Daryl Sweet passed away at the age of 51 from a heart attack, with the bassist Agnew's son Lee taking over on drum duties. While no new records would appear for the next 8 years, Nazareth toured regularly, releasing a live LP and DVD called Homecoming, which was filmed and recorded in front of a sold-out crowd at Glasgow's Garage in October 2001, and spending most of 2004 and 2005 on tour, playing to packed houses in territories such as Israel, Russia, the US, and Europe. On August 4th, 2006, John Locke, the former keyboardist of the band, died from cancer at the age of 62. After a 10-year break, the band returned with their 21st studio album, 2008's The News, which was released in congruence with the band's 40th anniversary. A fresh and vibrant record featuring exhilarating new tracks such as Warning, Road Trip, and the Nutbush City Limits-esque Keep On Traveling, the album recalled the band at their vintage 70s best, but it also burned with contemporary energy. The record sold well in Europe and received a batch of critical praise. 2011 saw the release of the bluesy Big Dogs, followed by Rock and Roll Telephone in 2014. Citing ill health, longtime vocalist Dan McCafferty left the band shortly before the album's release. With the retired singer's blessing, Linton Osborne was chosen as his replacement. Osborne departed ahead of the band's next studio effort and was replaced by Carl Sentance, who used to play for several different bands including Persian Risk and Geezer Butler Band. Sentence made his debut on 2018's Tattooed on My Brain, which coincided with the band's 50th anniversary. That same lineup of Sentence, Pete Agnew, Jimmy Merson, and Lee Agnew reconvened for 2022's Frontiers issued Surviving the Law, their 25th album. Founding guitarist Manny Charlton died on July 5th, 2022 at the age of 80. Longtime vocalist Dan McCafferty died on November 8th, 2022 at the age of 76. And that's what happened in Nazareth. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Give me some facts about this band that I failed to mention and let me know who I should do next on the channel. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.